Are we live right now? I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey. Hey,
Oh,
teacups.
yeah. Hi, teacups. My name is Kenna.
And we're gonna spill the
And we're gonna spill the tea for you guys. So before we do that, we want to do a little bit of housekeeping. So I will talk about Broadway for Racial Justice. Broadway for Racial Justice fights for racial equality in the theater industry. Some of the stuff they do is they have a hotline where you can talk about any race-related trauma you had in the industry. They amplify artists of color. They amplified me once, and they even have resources for white allies. We have a GoFundMe where you can donate to them. Donate whatever you can. Every penny counts. And yeah, thank you. The link's down there.
Be sure also to follow us on social media. Instagram at Christina and Kenna is where we do a lot of things. We have Musical Mondays. We announce who our next interviewees are going to be. And also follow us on YouTube at Christina and Kenna Spill the Tea and Twitch Christina and Kenna to watch our stuff live. So.
Anyway, we want to bring on our guest. So today our guest is Jonah Platt.
Hi,
Hey.
ladies. Hi.
Thank you so much for being on our show.
Sure.
Before we get started, we'd like to do an emotional check-in. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. Physically, I have like a little bit of a cold. I've been like congested for a little while, which is frustrating. But I have a 2-year-old son, and he keeps getting me sick when he gets sick. But that sort of comes with the territory. But emotionally, pretty good. Busy week, all good things. Taking my family to Disneyland this weekend, so we're getting excited and geared up for that. And yeah, good. Friday's always a good day, you know?
That's so cool. I love Disneyland.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Cindy, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad I just finished school, but I am taking a class this summer, so I've been a bit stressed preparing for that. But things are starting to come together, so I'm doing pretty good. What about you, Kenna?
I'm doing good. I just got my second vaccine, so I'm awesome. Yeah, and it's Friday, and I'm excited to do this interview.
Yeah, me too.
So, Jonah, what got you into theater?
Theater. I have been, I was raised on musical theater. My whole family was. My parents, they first met and bonded over their shared love of theater and musical theater specifically. And so it was always a part of my house. I have many very early memories of watching classic musicals and listening to musicals in the car and hearing musicals being played around my house and putting on plays in the backyard with my siblings and my cousins. It's just sort of in our blood. So I kind of had no choice. It was always around me from the very beginning, and I loved it and still do.
That's really cool. And yeah, I guess it's really cool that you got introduced to it at such an early age.
Yeah.
So I know you played Fiyero on Wicked, and like, what was that like?
It was amazing. Getting to star in a Broadway show is certainly a dream come true, and it's an amazing community to be a part of. That part of it is really fun. Off the stage, being with all the rest of the Broadway folks who are just grown-up theater nerds, which are the best kinds of people, and I love the fans. Wicked in particular has incredible, very devoted fans. So loved interacting with all the many, many fans after the shows and online. Excuse me. That was a really special part of it. When you're in a Broadway show, it's very much sort of, I compare it to sort of being an in-season athlete. The lifestyle is very specific and demanding, doing those 8 shows a week. So it was a fun experience to be really doing that for a year, feeling what that was like. Everybody else is free and you're busy. Everybody's busy and you're free, but it's just sort of the way it rolls. So just amazing group of people, amazing company to be with. Everybody who works at Wicked is terrific. They really just fill the whole deck with nice people. And it was a pleasure from start to finish.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Thank
Was
you.
there
Yeah.
was there any pressure playing such an iconic role?
Sure. I mean, when you're stepping in to a role that already exists, it's a little dance you have to do of being true to what the creative team set out to create however long ago the show first was established, and you have to remain true to the essence of that character, and then also finding ways to bring yourself into the role and your own little flourishes. So, that sort of develops as you go. One of the good things about doing Broadway is, when you're in high school, let's say, by the end of 2 weeks of doing your show, like your run of the show is over in high school, right? When you're doing Broadway, at the end of 2 weeks, you've done it 16 times and you've barely gotten started. So you get just so many reps under your belt and time to develop and find things and explore the role. So I felt maybe some pressure at first to like kind of nail it, and then once I got comfortable in it, it was just fun.
That's really cool. And I guess it's cool to be on Broadway, which like runs longer because you get to develop your character. I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
We have a question from the chat, which is, what is your favorite song from Wicked?
No Good Deed. That is my favorite song from Wicked for sure. It's kind of always been my favorite song from Wicked. I used to like listen to it before the shows and like sing along to it a little bit to like get my voice ready. It's just the most badass song in the show, I think.
Yeah, that's a good song. Good choice. So I know you are also in Jesus Christ Superstar. So what was your experience being in that?
Well, that was a very different can of worms. That was, Jesus Christ Superstar live for NBC. So doing a live musical on TV is very different from doing a live musical on stage. Very different process. I'd say the biggest challenge was the ensemble, which was quite large, were generally actors who play leads on Broadway. But because this was a big TV event, the leads of that show were giant superstars, like John Legend and Alice Cooper and Sarah Bareilles. So, of course, they're going to be the big leads. And then the rest of us who are used to sort of being the alphas in our shows, to get to be a part of something so special, we were ensemble. So that was kind of a challenge at first. I hadn't done an ensemble track in a long time, since I was a kid or a teen. So adapting to that and what those responsibilities were was unique. It was by far the most talented cast you could possibly be in, because like I said, it's all these people who, you got like Broadway Elphabas and Spider-Mans and X, Y, and Z, all these people who just kill it normally on all over the stage, who are singing ensemble stuff. So that was a great sort of challenge of like, I want to make sure that I am equal to the talent that I'm around. So I wanted to be like, it really brought out the best in everybody to be around such a talented group. Everybody was super nice. It was really fun. The dancing was really fun. I'm not like a quote unquote dancer. Yeah, iron sharpens iron. That's right. I'm not really a trained dancer, but I can move just because I've been doing it in theater. And Jesus Christ Superstar was like the most I've ever had to like go for broke dancing. And it was really fun. That was a big challenge at first, because I felt at first like I was a little out of my depth, because I had some people who were, amazing dancers, but there was a wide range. So that felt good too. Cause like I said, it's all these guys who like, generally when you're like the lead in Broadway shows, you don't have to dance as hard as the people who are like the dancers. So getting to do the dancing was challenging. And then the whole process of going from like, okay, rehearsing in a rehearsal room, which we're all used to then, camera blocking, which is a totally different thing than being on stage. And then when you're shooting the thing, having the audience there and having commercial breaks, all that stuff was kind of different, but like really fun and really exciting. And just like such a special thing to be a part of. I'm so glad I got to do it.
Wow, that seems amazing.
It really was. It was very unique.
I know you're Jewish, so How was it being Jewish in Jesus Christ Superstar?
It doesn't really come into play. I'm Jewish, whatever I'm doing, and I don't think there was ever any kind of I'm not new to the Jesus story or to the musical Jesus Christ Superstar, and we were basically playing Jews in that show, anyways. You're playing Israelites. I never played a Roman. I don't think there were some people who were like Roman guards, but generally we were all just playing the Israelites who were all Jewish. So didn't really come into play. And I love Jesus Christ Superstar. I love the music. Always have.
That's neat. And I know how you mentioned how you did Jesus Christ Superstar live with a lot of big celebrities like Sarah Bareilles and John Legend. So how was it like working for them?
I would say more working with them than working for them.
Oh yeah, working with them.
But it was great. Everybody was a little bit different depending on what their role was and how often they had to be there. John he was like touring at the time where we were in rehearsals a lot. So he like came in early, got blocked before a lot of us even got there, and then like disappeared until sort of the end when he came back and did the camera blocking and all that stuff. Super nice guy. Was like through the after party for everybody after the live show. You could tell he really loved to be a part of it. It was a really special opportunity for him. He's a really gracious dude. We happen to have gone to the same college, so we share a little bit of that. Whenever we got the chance to interact, Alice Cooper was a blast. He's another person who he only really came in for a couple rehearsals and for the live, but he was super gracious and fun. Sarah Bareilles is a sweetheart, just so nice. Great to spend time with her. Really everybody involved, like I said, just such a nice group of people. I'd say 95% of theater people are people who would choose to spend their time doing a musical are generally nice people.
Yeah, I actually would agree with that.
Yeah.
So I know you were in Los Angeles revival of Bear as well. What was your experience playing Jason?
So I played Jason in a couple iterations of the show, but I'll focus on just that big revival that we did. That was a very special experience. The first iteration, it was sort of a long road to get to that revival. The first thing I did was actually the first show I did back in LA after college. I wasn't really planning to pursue acting when I graduated college because I felt like it was going to be too difficult of a climb. And I was sort of right about that. It is still extremely difficult, and I'm still not where I want to be, but that's neither here nor there. But anyways, I was focusing on my TV writing at the time, and I had a friend who I had done after school drama with when we were teens, reach out to me and say, hey, a friend of mine is putting on this reading of this musical called Bear. The guy who was supposed to play one of the leads dropped out. I feel like you'd be perfect for it. Do you want to come in and quickly audition? And I did, and I ended up doing the reading as Jason. And the reading was it wasn't amazing, but it was these young kids. The producers were young. We were all in our early 20s, and we could tell there was something special about this group and about this show. And then this whole group of people, we ended up doing 3 or 4 shows together. We basically were our own little rep company. We did Spring Awakening together. We did American Idiot together. And then we sort of built up to this revival of Bear, which was finally became sort of the official LA revival with the blessing of all the creatives. And the response then and even to this day has always been amazing from the fans. It's so rewarding to hear from LGBTQ theater goers and fans who say, thank you so much for bringing the story to life, for playing the role so authentically. This show helped me have conversations with my parents. That stuff is just gold when you can feel that way. On top of, any actor who says that's why they do it is lying. We do it because it's fun and we love it and we love being a part of the show. But when you can reach people, it's this new depth of amazingness. When you can really make a difference, which is the beautiful thing about art and theater. That stuff is just incredible. And the show has lived very well on YouTube. We still have lots of people who get to see it and be exposed to it, and get to see their story on screen or feel heard, and that's just like a beautiful thing. And getting to do that with this like tight group of buddies who had been working their way up since we were all like 22, to doing something that we could really be proud of and like really stood on its own, was a very, very rewarding and special experience that I'm so grateful for.
I love that. And speaking of TV and film, you are on The Office.
I was.
And I've been binge watching that during quarantine. But just what was that experience like? How was that?
So spoiler alert, I pop in the series finale. I have a little scene in the very last episode of the show. And really, I got that job because my first job out of college, my first job in Hollywood was yeah, that's right, the frat boy. I was Greg Daniels' driver. Greg Daniels is the showrunner of The American Office. So I was 21, 22, and my first job was I would go to his house, pick him up in his car, drive him to the office, which is an actual office park in the Valley, kind of hang around, and then drive him to a second office, which ended up becoming the writer's room for Parks and Recreation, which I got to help out on season 1, and then like driving him back to the office or driving him home or whatever. So I was sort of like part of the Office family, and Greg knew that I was pursuing acting, and they were like trying to keep it in the family for this finale, like really bring everybody home for this, to bring the series home. And so I guess that part got written, and they were like, oh my gosh, we got to call Jonah for this. This would be perfect for him. So he called me. This was actually scary. So I had a friend. I'm no longer friends with her, not because of this, because we just kind of fell out of touch. But she had like a personal episode like in the middle of the night, and which had ended up with me at like 2 a.m. I either went to pick her up or like letting her sleep on my couch. And she needed a friend, and I was there for her, but it was like at 3 a.m. And I slept through my alarm to go to shoot The Office. So I woke up like 3 hours after my call time. But like, thank God with TV, it's like they end up not even like needing you until like 3 hours after your call time. You end up, everybody says it's hurry up and wait. So by the time I got there, I basically just had to go hair, makeup to set and shoot it. So thank God they didn't recast me, but everybody was like freaking out over there. And it ended up totally working out. But that was like one of the most anxious moments of me like sprinting, driving to this thing, being like, oh my God, they're going to hate me, they're going to kill me. And nobody really cared, and it was fine. But that was not a fun way into it.
I'm glad that worked out for you.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that worked out.
Yeah. Also in the realm of film and TV, what was it like voicing Milton Moss in Trolls?
That was super fun. I love doing voiceover. It's one of my favorite things to do. And Milton is like such a sweet character, which is, I love playing sweet characters. I think I'm a sweet person, and I like getting to just be that. And he got to sing a little bit, which was great. And, when I first got the job, it was supposed to be just sort of a 1 episode thing. And I ended up getting to come back like 6-7 times, which was amazing. It's a really nice credit to have, to go, to say, oh, okay, I was a recurring guest star on a series. So that's been helpful to sort of raise my voiceover profile. And everybody over there was super nice, and I had a great time working on it. And yeah, just a great experience from start to finish.
That's awesome. We love that. Yeah, and I agree with the comments. Trolls is underrated.
Yeah.
And I know you wrote in Annoying Orange in Parks and Recreation. So just what was that like writing for something like that?
Well, so those were very different. So for Parks and Rec, I was like a junior writer's assistant, which was not a lot of responsibility because they really didn't need me so much. They were nice to me to like give me some responsibility, to let me learn a little bit. I was super young, very green. It gave me my first little taste of working in a writer's room, which was great. It was like just enough to raise me from no experience to, okay, this kid could be a writer's assistant, which allowed me to then get a job on another show as the full writer's assistant, a show called Running Wild, which was a terrific experience for me. And then that enabled me to become the writer's assistant on Family Guy, that's where I worked the longest. I worked for about 3 seasons as one of the writer's assistants. There's 2 because it's such a big writer's room on Family Guy. And that experience was great. Being a writer's assistant is like anything, there's good and bad. It can be very frustrating because obviously if you're a writer's assistant, it's not because you want to be a writer's assistant, it's because you want to be a writer. But you sort of have to pay your dues in this way and do a job that's much more clerical than it is creative, and just hope that it leads to an opportunity. Unfortunately for me, the way that the shows I was on kind of worked out, I wasn't able to really elevate on those shows from being a writer's assistant to a writer. Running Wild got canceled after 6 episodes, though had it run longer, I feel very confident I would have moved up because everybody there was really receptive to my contributions and like very supportive of me and tried to take me under their wing a bit. It was like a really great room towards me. I really liked everybody I worked with there. And then on Family Guy, they elevate a lot, but they had kind of just finished elevating all their former assistants. So they were kind of all writers already. The room was huge and full of young writers. And I kind of just was too late to the game. I missed the window a little bit. So after 3 seasons, after every season, I would ask, can I get a script this year? Can I get a script this year? And there just wasn't enough scripts to go around. So after 3 years, I ended up leaving that show. But I learned so much and made some great relationships. And Family Guy was my favorite show when I was in high school. So to get to work there was definitely a dream come true. And then to speak to The Annoying Orange, where I actually got to write a script. That was fun. At a young age, getting to finally like do something of my own that I thought was funny, then get to have it made and see it on TV was very exciting and rewarding. It was just a fun little freelance gig I got to do. And the hardest part of a job in entertainment is just getting a job. And while you're working so hard to get it, it can be very easy to start doubting yourself. Do I even belong here? Am I good enough? And then every time I get one of these jobs, be it acting or writing, I do a good job and it's an opportunity to remind myself, oh yeah, I definitely can do this. It's just really hard to get the jobs, but that doesn't mean that I'm not good. So Annoying Orange is an example of that, of like, yeah, I'm good enough to write these scripts. This is great. Thanks for giving me the opportunity.
That's a great piece of advice. I think our viewers should listen to that just because our viewers should definitely listen to that.
I'm glad you said that because I'm a writer and I'm kind of interested in going into like film and writing and film. So it's always good to hear advice from people.
Yeah,
in the industry. Mm-hmm. So you're also working on a musical adaptation of The Giver. So can you tell us about that process?
Yeah, we're many years into the process. It's taking a really long time, but I'm excited that we may be about to move into another phase of development. We're talking to directors right now, which is exciting after having just been working on the material for so many years. So I'm hopeful we may have found our person. We're still powwowing a little bit on it, but we've had some good meetings. And then once we do, we're going to have to sort of go back to the drawing board a little bit and incorporate the director's vision and thoughts and ideas on the existing material, which is going to mean more work, more rewrites, more revisions. So I hope we'll get to do maybe like a lab or a workshop, a little more extended development, like a 3-week situation where we can put some stuff up on its feet as opposed to just a reading, which is what we've done in the past, which is where you just spend like 5-6 days teaching the material and having actors like stand at their chairs and say it and sing it, which allows you to hear it but not really experience it. And The Giver is such a production heavy show that we're going to need to see some stuff to really know what we've got. I always say it's, like with a painter, they can do a draft of their painting and then stand back and see what it is. With a musical, you have to really put it up in a meaningful way to really get to stand back and see what it is. It's a lot more involved. So we're moving along. There's some forward motion, which is great. We all have other projects that we're working on with this sort of on the side as well. And hopefully at some point it will have enough heat that we'll get to move it into the front and bring it to a stage near you somewhere.
That is really cool. For my school, I was in a capstone where we had to write a musical, just like start writing a musical, and I was kind of having trouble on like just starting. So do you have any tips or advice on how to just start a musical? I just have trouble with like liking my work or just finding an idea to sprout. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, I'll talk more generally. This could be something, whether you're writing a story, a script, a musical, whatever. You can come into it sort of from any way. I mean, it can come from, here is a character that I really want to explore, that I want to find a journey for. It can be, here is an idea or a theme that I really want to expound on. It can be, excuse me, you might have the whole kind of story right off the bat. I don't mean the details. I mean, like, I want to tell a story about a kid who grows up to become a baseball player and win the World Series. I mean, maybe you have that nugget. But there's no like right way to begin a story. You just have to have something that sparks you and gets you excited to sit at a computer by yourself for hours every day. And once you go from there, you just sort of flesh it out like brick by brick. The first like real useful document that you can have is like an outline. But to like get to, it's funny. It's sort of like you start from here and go to here, and then you go from here and go to here. So like maybe you start with a sentence of what your story is. My story is about a high schooler from Idaho who wants to join the NBA and meets a coach from the Czech Republic who helps him achieve his dreams. Okay, sentence one. Then turn it into a paragraph. Now it's 5 to 8 sentences with a little more detail. It's about person's name from Idaho who goes to an all-girls school, who meets a male coach from the Czech Republic, and they get into a big fight at the Olympic trials, but ultimately she makes it to the WNBA. Okay, now we've expanded. Now turn it into a page. Now turn it into like an 8-page treatment where you're doing like all the main beats, and then sort of break it into an outline where you're like really breaking not just the story into the beats, but every scene into individual beats. The clearer your roadmap, then when you sit down to write, the easier the writing comes.
Thank you so much. That was really helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you,
well,
from the France.
You have given us great advice today, and we are really grateful. I know that both me and Sydney will use this advice, and our viewers. But thank you so much for coming on our show. And do you have any last minute advice for our viewers?
Yes. I'd say one of the big keys to succeeding really in any field, but certainly for entertainment, is you have to have confidence. And to have confidence, you need to know that you are enough. So what I mean by that is, if you're going to be an actor, you don't need to be Leonardo DiCaprio to book a job. Be you, bring yourself into the role. You have to have the skills, you have to have the dedication, you have to have the X, Y, and Z, but what you are going to bring is going to be enough. As a writer, you don't need to be Aaron Sorkin. You can be you and do the best that you can do, and that can be enough. So the second you start doubting yourself, you run into trouble. So just always believe that that you are enough.
Thank you so much. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
It does.
You're welcome.
Before you go, the chat would like to hear you beatbox, if you don't mind.
Huh?
Yeah.
Sure. I haven't beatboxed in a while. We'll see. We'll see if my nasal passages allow it. More.
Yay!
Wow.
Thank
Great
you.
job. Wow.
You're welcome.
That was really good.
Thanks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for being on our show.
You're
we
so
are
welcome.
running out of time, and just thank you so much for your words of wisdom, and
Yes, thank
you so much for coming on our show.
You got it, ladies. Thank you so much for having me, and what you guys are doing is awesome, and I look forward to seeing what you all do next.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, so now is our tea spill session where we talk about Broadway news and we just discuss our thoughts. Yeah, amazing way to end. 812-919 said. I agree. That was a really good interview.
Yes.
So our first Broadway tea is Mean Girls National Tour is relaunching November 2021. What are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts?
I'm glad it's coming back.
Me too. I'm so glad because I was not prepared for it to not be here anymore. Like when it went off Broadway, I was so upset because I just wanted to see it again. And it's coming in the tour and it's coming soon, so y'all should check if it's coming to a place near you. Yeah, I'm super. Yeah, the closing was tragic. Bread from the France. I agree. I don't know. I just think it's so sad that Mean Girls wasn't on Broadway. It wasn't on Broadway as long as I thought it would be on Broadway. I thought it would be on a little longer.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Love the show, though. I definitely recommend, if it comes to a place near you, I recommend, and you're thinking about seeing it, I recommend seeing it because it's a really good show. Yeah, I'm salty too. But Mean Girls is a really good show. The music is really, like, even if you can't watch the show, just listen to the music because it's really good music and it's contemporary and it's just really good music. So totally recommend. And our next piece of Broadway news is Jordan Fisher is rejoining the cast of Dear Evan Hansen. What are our thoughts, guys? I know everyone in here loves Jordan Fisher, so
yeah. I'm glad he's joining. It's always nice to have people, Black people and people of color in musicals and films and whatever, so I'm glad that he's rejoining the cast.
Me too. I love Jordan Fisher. I think he's just so talented. And I'm glad he's coming back to Dear Evan Hansen because I don't know. I'm so sad I didn't get to see him either because I think he would have made. I think he's a really good Evan from what I've heard. So I don't know, but good for Jordan Fisher. If Jordan Fisher's watching this, he's always welcome to come on our show.
Yeah, he's always welcome.
I don't think he is, but I'm just going to think he's watching.
We can always hope.
Yeah. And our next piece of Broadway tea is Billy Porter's memoir, Unprotected, is releasing. I'm excited for his memoir. I'm glad that I don't know, I think it's cool when people write memoirs. I know Mariah Carey wrote a memoir and it was amazing. And I just like when people write memoirs because I think it's interesting to read.
Yeah, I think so too. It's definitely interesting and it's good. So
yeah, good for him for writing something. I don't know, it's cool when people write books. And our next piece of Broadway tea is Idina Menzel just turned 50 years old.
Wow.
I know. This is like, happy birthday. I doubt she's listening to this, but happy birthday.
Happy birthday. She looks really good.
So iconic. She's so iconic. And I don't know, she's done a lot of iconic roles. And also, I had no idea she was 50 either.
Me either.
Yeah, it's also crazy because she and Billy Porter will be in the new Cinderella movie, which I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I don't remember what version of Cinderella it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Rodgers and Hammerstein or if it's going to be the Disney version. I have no idea. Yeah, those are the iconic roles that she's done.
An icon.
And Dina Menzel's done. Yeah, she's an icon. And she writes music. So. Oh, it's Andrew Lloyd Webber. Oh, gotcha. I don't know that version.
She has aged like fine wine.
Yes, yes. I don't know. She looks so young. And our last piece of Broadway tea is Timothée Chalamet is playing young Willy Wonka in Wonka musical movie. I need to know what the chat's thoughts are on this because I know this is going to be like, I know people have some controversial opinions about this. I need to know, what do you guys think about Timothée Chalamet playing young Willy Wonka in the Wonka musical movie? I'm just really curious.
Me too.
Do you guys stand or do you guys not stand? What are your thoughts, Sydney?
When I first heard about it, I didn't realize he would be playing a young version of of Willy Wonka. So I thought he was gonna dress up as an old man or something, and I just thought that would be really awkward. But now that I hear that he's gonna be like a young Willy Wonka, it makes more sense, but I still don't really vibe with it. I don't know.
These comments are so brutal. I just like, we were sitting in the middle of talking, and I just, no, hate it. Oh, interesting. My personal thoughts, at first, I was like, yes, we don't need a third Willy Wonka. Why do we have, we're going to get 3 movies of Willy Wonka. We have enough. The first one was enough. Y'all tried to do it with the second movie, and it wasn't, like, the second movie was just creepy, and I'm sorry, Johnny Depp, but it was not the best. It was not the best. And, yeah, we didn't ask for a new Willy Wonka, but it's okay. And then also, I get Timothy is playing a younger... Oh, yeah, he dated Johnny Depp's daughter. I'm blanking on what her name is, but yeah, they dated for a while, which is like kind of awkward. But also, I just think that Timothy, like for him to be playing Willy Wonka, I mean, I know he'll play a younger version of Willy Wonka, but Willy Wonka, I just see him as like an old man. Like he's dying. That's why he gives Charlie his factory. So I don't know if this will work. And also, I don't know how Timothy is at singing. I don't know if he's, I don't know what his singing is like. So I'm interested to see this.
Me too. I've watched some pretty crazy conspiracy theory videos about the story of Willy Wonka, and some of them are that Willy Wonka is Charlie, just like, and he does this time travel thing. So if I could see Timothy fitting the role of Charlie better than Willy Wonka. So if those theories are true and it's the same person, then it kind of makes sense.
That's what I thought, because Timothy just looks so young. Like I know he's gonna play a young version of Willy Wonka, but Willy Wonka, we all see him as this like get your golden ticket guy. Like he's just no, and I think Timothy would be better as like a Charlie, except Charlie's like a child. Oh, I feel like we have some feuding in the comments right now. Oh, this is this is getting good. But that's kind of all the Broadway tea we have. So if you guys have any Broadway tea in the chat, or I don't know, I don't have any other Broadway tea. So. How are you, Sydney?
It's precious. What'd you say?
I don't know. I'm not the biggest Timothée Chalamet fan. I'm not the biggest fan. He's done some things, and he's done some things, but that are a little problematic. But you know, we can grow from that. We can grow. Army Hammer.
I don't know anything about that.
I don't have any any Broadway tea, so I don't really know what to say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah! I did see that. He had, like, tweezers.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was, like, so
Yeah.
confused. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's pretty awkward. Because I know there was a scene where he was, like, kissing his foot or something, and with the knowledge that he's a cannibal, that just...
Ooh, Bread from the France is informed. They are on top of the tea.
Yeah,
that
bread is hot straight from France.
I'm just,
with the knowledge that he's a cannibal, it makes it kind of awkward. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. He is under FBI investigation. I don't have any Broadway tea, so I don't really know what to say.
Yeah.
I heard there was, I mean, like, this is, like, I heard there's going to be a Britney Spears jukebox musical, and that's exciting. Who doesn't love Britney Spears? I know, like, that's exciting. I also, yeah, that's pretty much all the tea I have.
Oh, really? That's kind of disappointing.
I mean, I don't know about the story, but I know they're using Britney's music, so that's good. She has great music. Literally, she, like, has wonderful music, so I know it's fine. I don't really know what the story is. I don't know if the story is actually going to be Britney Spears' story. I think it's going to be, like, I think it's just that music, and it's going to be I think it might be like Mamma Mia, where they use the music, but it's, like, a different story. I don't know. This is what I've read. Oh, okay. I'm going to give my thoughts on the High School Musical, the musical, the series Valentine's episode. I thought it was boring. I don't know if you watched it, Sydney. It was really boring. If you watch High School Musical, the musical, the series, season 2, skip the Valentine's Day episode.
Noted.
Yeah. I don't know. I love that show, though. I really do love the show. I just thought that episode wasn't the best. Wait, do you ship Ricky and Nene, Ricky and Gina, or Ricky and that blonde chick who's super annoying? I don't really ship Ricky and Gina. Ricky and Gina? No. I mean, I can see. I just think I kind of ship Gina and EJ. I still ship that because, like, they were in that Something in the Air video, and they were, like, really cute. But I just don't ship Ricky and Nene just because I'm not going to explain. I just don't really. A Billion Sorries. That's a great song. Also, stay tuned, guys, because we're going to have a High School Musical, the musical, the series whole episode where that's all we talk about. And so stay tuned, because I know that episode is going to be full of tea and opinions. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In the Heights so soon. I'm super excited because we get Anthony Ramos content.
Yes.
And also just that I'm super excited for the blonde chick who's super annoying. Yeah. But anyway, I'm really excited for In the Heights because I think it's going to be, like, from the previews I've seen, it looks like it's going to be incredible production. And I don't know much about In the Heights, which I know is embarrassing, but I don't know much about the show. And
I don't either, so.
I'm super excited because I loved Hamilton, and I just love everything Lin-Manuel Miranda does, so I know I'm going to like In the Heights, and I'm super excited. I know, I've listened to some of the songs on the album, but I don't know. I was, like, going to listen to In the Heights, but then they said they're going to make a movie, and I just thought I might as well wait until the movie comes out before I, like, listen to it. I'm super excited, though. We need to do... Oh, you know, the original Dance Captain? That's so cool, the bread of the France.
Cool.
Oh, also, Todrick has a new album dropping on the 8th.
Cool.
Yeah, that's super exciting. Stream, yes. I'm just super excited for his new album because Todrick writes excellent songs, and I mean, we just got new music, but I want more, so I'm super excited. July 8th. In other news, it's a lot of people's summer, so do the comments have anything fun planned this summer? Any goals, aspirations? Sydney, you?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I think I'm going to the beach next week, so that should be pretty fun. Yeah.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
I'm actually...
Shop Pride collection at Morphe. It's so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
The palette has so many good colors. It's like rainbow, and I've been needing a good rainbow palette because the one I have expired, and I'm not, like, never mind. The one I have expired. So I need a new rainbow collection with rainbow colors, and this one is so good. I applied for a giveaway today on Morphe, so maybe I'll get it.
You get it.
I mean, I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but it'd be so cool if I got it. Anyway, going to the beach, that's super fun.
Yeah. I think I'm going to South Carolina, so not too far from where you are.
South Carolina? I'm going to South Carolina in August.
Oh,
but still,
cool.
It's still... Guys, one day, Sydney, Christina, and I will all meet up, and I think that will be the best podcast episode.
Yes, it's going to happen.
It will happen. That would just be amazing. It would be such a good episode, and I'm excited for that day.
Yes. I don't think we have any more tea, do we?
I'm going to Miami week after next. Oh, that's fun. That's fun, Brad from the France. That expired. It did. It's going to expire soon, but okay. Anyway, my makeup palette is going to expire soon, so I need another one. But Miami's super fun. It's been a while a really long time since I've been there, actually, but that's really fun. And I think that's going to be a really cool trip. Have fun. The bread from the France.
Yes.
Bread from the France. Also, have fun, Sydney. South Carolina's so cool.
Thank you. And have fun in August, too.
Oh, thank you. All right. Well, we don't have any other tea, so we will see you guys next week. Also, I don't think I told you guys, Christina's on vocal rest, so I wanted Christina and Kenna meet and greet. Me too. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, I feel like that'd be so cool to meet, like, all our teacups. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, that'd be so fun to meet all our teacups because I want to meet all of you guys. But anyway, that's all the tea we have. Also, I never explained Christina is on vocal rest because she has a cabaret coming up, so that's why she wasn't here today. But she should be here next week. So, but we had Sydney this week, and that's so cool. Because who doesn't love Sydney? Everyone loves Sydney. Sydney episodes.
Oh, thanks.
Soon, where Christina, Sydney, and I will do like a group episode just devoted to Sydney's awesome. That's right. Soon we'll all do like a devoted episode where it's just all of us.
Yeah,
that's in the works. But thank you all so much for coming. Thank you all so much for coming.
Yes, thank you.